This conference will now be recorded.
So hope you were able to see my screen.
Yeah.
Okay, so today we'll start about the framework. So as of now, you might have written Selenium scripts and everything, but you might not have used a framework. So what is a framework? So framework is nothing but organizing your code. So whatever the code you are writing, you are doing it in a proper way. So that is nothing but a framework.
So organizing
your code.
Okay.
So what are the code you are writing, you are managing it in a proper way. So for example, so for every script you are writing how to launch your browser and how to close your browser. So like driver equal to new Chrome driver, maximizing the window. So that means you are repeating in each and every test case which you are writing. So that means in a way you are duplicating the same code, redundant the code. So if we can organize it in a proper way, you'll write only once how to launch your browser, the logic and everything. And the element definitions also. Let's say for username field, you have written driver.find element by.id. So that ID, you have to write it in all the 10 scripts which you have. So instead of writing the same ID in all the 10 scripts, what we are going to do is we'll keep that in a variable and we'll call them wherever is required. So that we'll see how can we do that and everything. So before that, so I'll tell you what is the framework and what are the different things we can do with the framework. Give me a second. I think I'm trying to get rid of this window. Okay, fine. Yeah. So let me tell you what are the different types of frameworks we have. So the framework which we are going to develop is hybrid framework. So which is nothing but it's a combination of all the different frameworks like data driven, keyword, and page object. So what we are going to do is we are taking all the good features from each and every framework and we are developing a framework. So if you are doing it in whatever the way you like, that is called a hybrid framework. Basically, I'm trying to get all the good features of each and every framework and developing one framework that is called hybrid framework. Okay. In this, I'll tell you what are the different tools and technologies which we are going to use. For project, we are going to use Maven. So you guys already know what is a Maven project and everything, right? We are going to use a Maven project. And the language, we are using Java. Automation library, we are using Selenium. And unit testing framework, we're going to use TestNG for that. And for reporting, we're going to use extend report. So this, you might not heard about this. This is extend framework, which is going to generate a HTML report. Whenever the script is executed, it is going to generate a HTML report with all the step-by-step details. And for test data, we'll read it from Excel sheets. And for that, we are going to use a library called Philo. Okay. So please feel free to stop me if you have any questions in the middle. So these are the different things which we are going to use. Okay. And so as a Maven project, you already know, we're going to have two folders, src main Java. This is one of the folder we have, and another folder is src test Java. So in the src main Java, what we'll have is, we'll have all the code related to framework. As I told you, so framework is nothing but arranging your code in a proper way. So what I'm going to do here is I'm arranging all the framework related code into one folder, that is src main Java. And in src test Java, all the code related to application. So that means object repository, reusable functions, or script, whatever the scripts we are going to execute, those all will be available under src test Java. So as I'm using Maven, I'm going to have this pom.xml, which is nothing but all the dependencies. And I'll have reports folder, HTML reports of the execution. And I'll have another folder called test data. So where I'll have Excel files with the data. Okay. So this is our structure. This is what we are going to develop now. So any questions so far? So you'll get more details about this and everything now in practically. So, but if you still have any questions related to any of these things, I can answer.
We are okay with this.
Yeah. Okay. Fine. So first, let me open my Eclipse. Yeah. So here I'm going to create a new job. Let me create a new project now. So I'm going to File, New. So I'm going to create a Maven project. Okay. So click on the Maven project. And so don't do anything in this screen. Click on the next. And by default, it will select this arch type, quick start. And click on the next. Yeah. So here you need to provide two details, group ID and the artifact ID. Group ID is nothing but generally what we'll give is we'll give our company name. So let's say I'm working for Infosys, I'll just give Infosys. Okay. So here I gave GC ready, and then artifact ID. Artifact ID is nothing but the project name. Whatever the project you are working, you can give that. So the name, whatever you are given in the artifact ID, that will be your project name. So I'll just say my underscore application underscore framework. Yeah, this is it, my application framework. And this you can just say sample as your package name and click finish. And if you see on the left hand side, the project is created, my application framework. So let me close the other project. Yeah. So, and if you see, as I told you, I have this src main Java, src test Java, and the pom.xml. So first let me open the pom.xml, because in the pom.xml, what I'm going to do is I'm going to add all the dependencies like Selenium, TestNG, Philo, extend reports, all the dependencies I'll add it here. Okay. And by default, if you see JUnit is a dependency which is already added by default. So if you see it in Maven dependencies, you can see here JUnit dependencies here. but I don't need this JUnit dependency, so I'll just delete this. Because as I told you earlier, we are going to use a TestNG as our unit testing framework. So we'll need a TestNG dependency. Okay. So where all the dependencies are available, these are available in our MVN repository. So I'll just navigate to mvnrepository.com where I'll get all my dependencies. So first dependency, I need TestNG. So I'm searching for the TestNG dependency. And let me take the whatever the latest one I have. It has 7.3.0. I'll take this. Okay. I'll add this as a dependency here, and I'll save this one. So the moment I save my pom.xml, if you see at the bottom, it is going to download the jar file. And if you see in Maven dependencies, yes, I have that one. So these are all the dependencies which are related to my TestNG. And this scope is not required. Let me remove that scope. Yeah. Now the other dependency which I require currently is Selenium Server. So let me search for Selenium Server. Yeah. So in the Selenium, I have some alpha version, but I will not go ahead with this. I'll go ahead with 3.141.59, which is a stable version. Okay. I'll take this dependency as well, and I'll save it. The moment I save it, will automatically download the jar files which are related to that dependency and will automatically add it to my MVN Maven dependency. You can see that these are all the Selenium dependencies which I have came after adding that dependency. Okay. Guys, any questions so far?
Yeah, actually, when we have to change the version, we can just change the version here, or we have to go again to the Maven repositories and we have to copy paste that the whole code, or we
No
can.
need to go to Maven repository. Only the version number you can just change. But still, I recommend you to go to that. But you will know the exact version name because the version number is important, right? So you can just go there. You need not to copy again. But let's assume this became 7.4.0. You already confident. You can just make it 4. That's it. If you know the version number, you can just change it here. That's it. You need not to copy it again from there.
So in the form.xml, is there anything else like we need to know, like other than the dependencies, that property tag, and then other than that?
No, those are all not required. By default, it came. By default, it will come because these are the prerequisite of Maven. While you are creating project only, if you see the name, whatever you have given, with that name only, it is created. You need not to worry about all this. Only dependencies we need to worry.
Okay.
Sir, do you need to download every time about these dependencies when we are in real time, or it is a one-time process?
This is only one time. So let's
Okay.
assume if you are importing this, let's say I have created this project, and if you are importing this project to your workspace, it will automatically download all the dependencies. As you
Okay.
already having this XML, it will download for you.
Okay,
So that
sir.
is the advantage of this Maven project.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay, so these two are the dependencies required for now. So later we'll add some more dependencies. Okay, I'll just close this pom.xml for time being. And then, as I told you, in our SRC main Java, we'll have a folder, SRC main Java folder. We will write the logics or any code which are related to Selenium framework. Okay. So here, let me do one thing. I'll create a package. So this sample package is not required, which came by default. Let me delete this one because I'm going to create a new package called config where I'll write the logic related to launching the browser and everything. So creating a new package, right click on SRC main Java, create a new package. Package name is, I'll just say config. Okay. So under this config, I'm going to create a new class. Yeah, I'll make it as new TestNG, not a class, new TestNG. Should be in the src main Java, not test Java. Yeah, src main Java. One second. With this package name config, and I'm going to create a TestNG class called start browser. So here I'm going to write the logic for how to launch my browser and everything. So I'll just have these two artifacts, annotations before class and after class. So I'm not going to use this test annotation because it is not required for me. As of now, I'm not executing anything. So before that, let me declare the variables which are required. So I'll say public static WebDriver. I'll just give a variable name as driver. And I need to import the package related to that. Let me just mouse over on this WebDriver so it will show me the suggestions. So I'll pick up from there. Yeah, this is the WebDriver thing. And if I want to launch my Chrome driver, so simple is driver equal to new Chrome driver. Yeah, new Chrome driver, and the corresponding package is automatically downloaded. This one imported, and then I'll just add driver dot manage dot timeouts. I'll simply add the timeouts. Implicit wait. I'll just give 10 seconds for this. I'm not stretching on this one because you already know this code and everything. But if you have any question, yes, please let me know. Driver dot manage dot window dot maximize, which maximizes my browser before execution, and this driver dot quit, so which is going to close all the browsers. Yeah, this is the logic in order to launch a Chrome browser. But one thing is missing, if you remember, like you need to give the path of the Chrome driver. In order to execute your Chrome browser, launch your Chrome browser, you need to download the Chrome driver.exe and you need to do a system.set property, right? That is what you need to do. Otherwise, it will not launch your browser. So, but I have one dependency which will take care of that one. You need not to download any Chrome driver.exe or you need not to set any path. There is a dependency for us. So which is WebDriver Manager. So that dependency will take care of downloading your Chrome driver.exe, setting the path. Okay. So this is a WebDriver Manager, this version. Let me take, and I need to put it in the form.xml file. So let me open my form.xml. There is another dependency which I'm going to add. Yeah, this one. So I added this dependency. So it will download which are related to that. And then, so before launching my driver, I need to add this dependency. This line, WebDriver Manager dot Chrome driver dot setup. That's it. This single line will take care of downloading the latest Chrome driver.exe and setting up the path for that. Okay. So if you want to test, yes, we can test this one. Let me do one thing. I'll add this test annotation. Public void.
How long ago did you
driver.
start?
Hello. Who's
Hello,
this?
this is Brad
Yeah.
Winborg. How long ago did you start?
We just started 15 minutes before.
Okay, because it's a half
It's okay.
hour
It's
before it
just
started before.
you should be able to understand. But still, if you have any question, yes, you can ask me.
Okay.
Yeah. So, yeah, any URL, let me do one thing. www.bing.com. I'm just trying to import the package. Okay. Let me run this one. Oops. I think there is something wrong with the TestNG version. Let me check the version of TestNG. I think I'll just go ahead with 7.1. There is some issue with 7.3, it seems. Yeah. See, earlier you guys asked me the question, right? If you want to change the version number, yes, I know this is the version 7.1. That's it. I'll just simply change it to 7.1. I again need not to go for the MVN repository to get this dependency. So let me run it again.
So no need to again save. You can just run it straight away.
Yeah, right.
Okay.
1 second. There is something. So the test. You save and run it here. That's it. So yeah, this see if you see here, there is it says Chrome driver was successfully started and it's launched the browser. It's going to navigate to that ping.com. Yeah, and close it. So now you understood, right? This line has served the purpose of setting the driver path and downloading that jar file as well. Okay? And I'm just commenting out because this is not required for me because I'm not going to write the script here because this is related to a framework. So even I'll just delete it because it will be confusing again. I'll delete this. Okay. So any questions so far? So this is the normal logic which you were used to write. So nothing new. Only thing is I just added this line instead of setting the system.set property. I just added this line, which is going to take care of launching my Chrome driver.exe.
And then instead of the dread.sleep, so we are using this timeout this line, right? Driver.manage.timeout.
You're talking about this one?
Yeah. So usually GC Register use a thread.sleep for this timeout.
No, actually thread.sleep is not recommended generally. So maybe for in some situations we might need to use thread.sleep, but this implicit wait is an intelligent wait. What it will do is it is applicable throughout your script. So when before performing any action, it just wait for 10 seconds. But if the element is already there, it will continue the execution. If the element is not available at that moment, it will wait for 10 seconds.
Okay, it's for the I mean for everything. For example, we have to log in, and for when we log in also it takes this command for everything, or
that's what I'm saying. If the element is immediately available, it will not wait for 10 seconds.
Okay.
Let's assume username field is there, password field is there, but for loading the login button, it is taking 2 seconds. Then it's wait for 2 seconds and then it performs the action on that. But if the login button is immediately available, it will continue the execution. It will not wait for anything. Okay. So
that's the meaning of that implicitly wait, right?
Right. Exactly. Yeah. So, okay. So these two are, this is how to launch your browser and everything. And now the next important thing is we need to have a reporting. So as of now, you have executed your test case. You are seeing it in the console only, right? Whether it is passed or failed, that's it. But you don't have any HTML report, so which is very easily understandable. So now we are going to add something. Okay, maybe before that, what I'll do is I'll just show you how does the sample report looks like, so that you'll have a better understanding and you'll understand what I'm going to do. Yeah, this one. So I'm just showing you the previous project report, how it looks like. Yeah, this is how it looks like. See? So once you executed your test case, you will have a report something like this. So this is step 1 and step 2. If you want to see inside the details of step 1, so what is executed inside this step, and just click on it so you can see that successfully navigated, performed action, blah blah blah, like this. All the detailed stuff will be there. If it is not performed, so there is some issue with the step, then you will see. So this is the failure report and why it is failed. All those things you can see, and you should be able to see the screenshot as well. So this is how the report looks like. At the end, we are going to see this kind of reporting. So why we need a reporting is, this Eclipse, you can understand as your automation developers, you can understand this. But how does the manual tester, if somebody want to see this one after your execution, how does they know? So if you create a simple report like this, they can easily understand. So now what are the steps we are going to write or related to this reporting only? Okay. So now we'll go ahead and add a dependency again for this one. That dependency is nothing but extend report. Okay. Let me go ahead and add this report. Again, I'll go to MVN repository where I'll have this extend reports. Not this, wait, extend report. Okay, yeah, this extend reports. This is the thing you need to search. And I have this latest version 5.0.4. So I'll copy this dependency and I'll add this dependency here. I mean, you can add it anywhere, but I'm just adding at the bottom. Yeah, and the moment you save it, it will, if you see at the bottom, it is downloading the jar files required to that. Yes, those jar files are added. Now I can write, declare the variables related to report, and I can write the code. Okay. So first, let me declare the variables because I need to declare 3 to 4 variables for this reporting. I'll just write a comment here. Variables related to extent report. And these variables, we are going to use it in next classes, in the coming classes. I mean, classes in some Java classes. Okay. So let me write some variables. Public static extend report. So that call it as, name it as extend. And then I'm going to import the package related to that. Yeah, this one, extend reports. And then I'll add a couple of variables. Extend test. Extend test. Parent test. So don't worry about this. I'll tell you why we are writing these and why these variables are required. And say, I'll just say child test. I need to import the package or related to this extend test. Yes. And then I require extend Spark reporter, because the report which you have saw earlier is Spark reporter. So these are the variables required for me. Now let me just maximize this so that you can see it clearly. Yeah. And then, so first what I need to do is I need to initialize the reporting. So that means where the report has to be generated, under which folder and everything. So I'll do one thing. I'll create a folder under my project with the name report. I create a folder. I'll say reports. Okay, reports is a folder. Under that, my HTML report I wanted to keep. If you remember our TestNG annotations, so it follows the hierarchy, right? So I have the rate before test, I have at the rate before class, at the rate before method. These are all the different annotations which are available in TestNG. As per TestNG hierarchy, whatever I have written under before test annotations, those will be executed first. So before starting my execution, I wanted to initialize the reporting, because each and every step, whatever I am performing, I wanted to be part of the reporting. So what I'll do is I'll have annotation called before test. So public void generate report, I'll say. Generate report. This is a method name I'm just giving. And I need to import a package related to before test as well. Yeah. And here I'll write the code in order to initialize my reporting. So this is a Spark reporter. I'll just create an object for this Spark reporter. New extend Spark reporter. And here it expects a parameter. So where I want to store my report. So I already know I created a reports folder. And what is the name I'll give? I'll say application or automation report. So my report will be generated with this name, automation report.html. Extent equal to new extent reports. Extent dot attach reporter. This is Spark report. That's it. So these are the lines which will initialize our reporting. This is the first step basically. So which is initializing our report. Okay. And then I need to have one more notation before method. So I'll just say public void method name. I need to import the package related to that. So here what I'm going to do, I'm trying to get the name of the method dynamically. So whatever the method name I'm going to write, it will get it and it will be used in the report. Extent dot create a test and method dot name. Okay. Yeah, that's it. These are the things you need to do. And one more important thing here is for writing a report, we have created this automation report.html, right? And we need to end this as well. Extent dot flush is a command in order to close that extent report. So what it will do is it will open that HTML report and it will write all the lines whichever I have written. I have written the code, and then it will close that report. Then only you should be able to see the reporting. So that is the reason extent dot flush is very important. If you don't give, you can not see the reporting, HTML reporting. That's it. This is initializing the report. Yeah, I'll just give a pause and please let me know if you have any questions.
Yeah, so can you please explain that before method?
Yeah, this one, this is why we have written is in order to get the name of the method dynamically. So I'll show you the report. If you see the HTML report here, see, you can see that login, logout, right? This is the name of the method. So this method, what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to get dynamically. Whenever my script is executing, I want to get that name so that it will be assigned here. That is the reason I have written this get method, and I have added to the parent test variable, which is I have declared here. You see, yeah, this one.
Okay, so basically, like we'll, for example, this login method, and we'll have several methods, and then for each method, it will create a separate report and stored in the common.
Exactly. In this report, only it will have one more line here. So login logout is one. Another one is registration. So it will add one more entry here, but the name of the method it will get dynamically, whatever the method I executed.
And here that generate report.
Generate report is for initializing our report. So in order to generate a report, we need these classes like Spark Reporter, and I'm attaching that HTML file to extend report. So then only you should be able to write all the things into the HTML report. These 3 lines are related to reporting, generating a file and initializing the reporting.
Okay, so like first, when the program executes, so first the before class gets executed first.
No, before test will be executed first.
Before test, okay.
Yeah. After that, before class will be executed, and then before method. At the end, you will at the red test annotation will be executed.
Okay.
The hierarchy is this one. Before class, before test, before test, before class, and before method. That is the hierarchy. Okay. Now we'll see the next steps. So for now, you just created start browser. What we are going to do is, now we will have one more package which is having the customizer commands of WebDriver. Okay, for now I'll close the start browser, which is done. So I'm going to create another package here. I'll create a package, and the package name I'll say wdcmds. WebDriver commands, I'm just giving a shortcut for that, wd commands. And I'm going to create a new class here. I'll just right click on this one, new class. Action driver. Okay. So here what I'm doing is, so you already know driver.findElement.click is the command, send keys is the command, so clear is the command. For all those commands, I'm going to attach a reporting. That means whenever I perform a click action, I want to see the reporting there. So that means my reporting should be like this: perform the click action on login button. So I want to see that kind of reporting in my HTML report. So that is the reason I'm customizing all these. Yeah, let me declare the WebDriver here. Public WebDriver driver. I need to import a package related to that. And then I'll create a constructor for this. Action driver equal to start browser dot driver. Okay. Yeah. So whatever I have given in the start browser, that instance I'm assigning it here. Now, the first step, if you see in any of the script, is like launching, navigating to application, right? So let me write that one here. Public void navigate to application. So what I'm trying to do is, the command which I'm going to use is driver.get in order to navigate to an application. So that I want it to be in a reporting as well. So I'll write a try catch block. In the try block, I'll just say driver dot get. And that URL, what I'll do is I'll just do a parameterization. I'll not hard code it here. I'll parameterize string URL. And if the URL is successfully navigated, then I want a reporting. Start browser dot child test dot pass. This navigated to URL and plus URL. So in the reporting, this looks like it will just show you like this: navigated to URL http bing.com, like that. So in the catch block, if it is not navigated successfully, then what I'll do is I'll just write a failure report here. Instead of pass, I'll make it as fail. Unable to navigate. Yeah, unable to navigate to the URL. That's it. So it's a normal WebDriver command only, driver.get only. But only thing what I have done is I have customized this in such a way so that I could see a proper reporting here, whether it is navigated properly or not, like that. So a meaningful report or line for each and every action which I'm going to perform is will be provided if I have written my customized commands. So for this one, what I can do is I can write a Java doc as well. Java doc is nothing but a help document. So in order to do that, simple. So /* and press enter. So that I can write whatever the usefulness of this function. I'll say use it to navigate to application. And the URL is nothing but application URL. That's it. So the advantage with this Java doc is the moment I mouse over on any of this one, so you should be able to see the help document here, whatever I have written. So that not only, let's assume this framework is developed by one of your architects who is in your company or somewhere. So they have developed it. So you don't know what is this navigate to application. You just mouse over on this whenever you are using this. So it will give you all the details of it. You need not to come into this application, this method, and you need not to see this one. So it will easily tell you what is this purpose, what is the purpose of this one. Is it to navigate to application, and you need to pass application URL. So even though you are not aware of all the Selenium commands, by using this framework, you should be able to write your script. Let's say you don't know the command in order to select a value from dropdown. So they'll write a function for that, and you just need to use that function. You need not to worry about all those. In the similar way, let me write a command for click so that you guys will have a better idea. I'm writing one more method here. Public void click. Click is the method for performing a click action. So again, I'll just use a try catch block here. In the try block, what I'll do is I will say driver dot find element. Because this element is not available here, I'll create a locator for this. By locator, I need to import a package related to that. So just remember, I'm just customizing the commands which I already have. Locator and then dot click. That's it. And what I'll do is I'll have one more element here, string element name. So that I'll just write start browser dot child test dot pass. Performed click action on, so the element name. So I'll just give the element name whenever I'm using this. So let's say I have performed a click action on the login button. Then in the report, it should look like performed click action on login button. or performed click action on submit button, or performed click action on proceed to cart button, like that. The report will be something like that. So in the similar way, for the failures, if something got failed,
These
instead
are
of cart,
basically for the reports generating, right?
exactly, for the report generation, yes. I'm using the same WebDriver commands, but additionally, I'm just adding the reports.
And this the first thing, that action driver start browser.driver. So can you explain that?
This, whatever the driver instance I have, see, if you see the driver instance I'm creating here, right, in WebDriver, in the start browser. So that here only my driver instance, the same driver instance, I'm giving it to the action driver also, because the same driver instance has to perform the actions, right? So I just assigned it to the driver variable here, so that I can use the same driver instance across my project.
Yeah. So actually, when you run, can you keep debugging so we know like how the flow goes?
Right. Yes, I will show you that as well. Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you.
So here, this is for failure. And one more thing, if you see here, this is for failure one. I have written unable to perform, I'll say. Unable to perform click action on that particular element. But I wanted to have a screenshot as well. So the moment it fails, I would like to capture a screenshot. For that, I need to write one more method for the screenshot, and I'll add it to the reporting. Now I'll write the method for capturing a screenshot. Public string screenshot, return a screenshot. I just know to add driver here. Dot get screenshot as, and the output type is output type dot base 64. Okay, and then what I can do here is, yeah, element name. After this element name, see, I just did a comma separated, and there is a inbuilt methods in extend reports which will capture the screenshot. Okay, media entity builder dot create capture screenshot in base 64. Screenshot dot build. So this line will capture the screenshot and will attach to the reporting only. You might be writing a capture screenshot program earlier. There you might need to give the path of the file, right, where your screenshot is going to save and everything. So that means it will be storing in some external folder. But if you want to send a report to your higher authorities, like your team leader, your manager, it is very difficult for you to zip that screenshot again and to link it to the report. Everything, it's a difficult. So that is the reason what I have done is I have did it in a base 64 format, which can be embedded into your HTML file itself, so that you can see all the steps and even the screenshot in the same report as well. So that is the reason I have used this media entity builder capture screenshot in base 64, so that it can be embedded into our HTML file. You need not to worry about storing your screenshot in some other folder. Okay? Then yeah.
Sorry. So in this method, this string screenshot.
Right.
So why we are using that? Then if we are actually embedding into report with that line,
So this screenshot method, what it will do is it will capture a screenshot and it converts into base 64 format. Base 64 is nothing but some 1010 format, something like that. Okay. And this format, we are adding it to our HTML report. You see, if you add it to your HTML report, then what happens is in the report itself, if you see, so if you see, this is the failed one, right? If I click on this one, see, image is attached. So this is how it comes. If you add it to base 60.
Okay, basically, so from here, okay, it returns and that we are using there.
Exactly. Yeah,
In the
it is
place.
returning this, into a string format. That string I'm using it here.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. And apart from that, what I'll do is I'll add the information as well. So like why the failure is occurred, like due to element not visible or element not interactable, like that. Test.info. I'll just add that exception. And after that, throw exception. I need to add an exception to my method. Yeah, close declaration, exception, yes. So with this, what happens is it will capture it will write something is failed and it will capture the screenshot and it will give you the reason also why this is failed, because element not visible, stale element exceptions, or element not interactable, like this. All these exceptions it will give you whenever there is a failure. And I will write a Java doc again, / press enter. Yeah, I'll write is to perform, click on buttons, links, radio buttons, and checkboxes. Let's say whoever he comes new to your project and he is not aware of all these things, then he can see this Java doc, he can understand it. Get it from object repository. So all the elements like by ID, by Xpath, by CSS or anything, we'll store it in a folder called object repository. So that we'll see. So in the next steps, because this object repository, which is related to your application. So this SRC main Java, it is related to only your framework. So I just made it as a parameter. We'll pass it later. And this element name is nothing but name of the element. Okay, and exception is a normal exception. So this is for performing a click action. And the other one, what commonly used is the typing. You want to type something into your text box or a text area, we have to use this. So let me write for that typing also. Public void type. So I'll just give a method name type, and you can give any name here. Like some people will make it a set text or write into text box, like that. They can give whatever the names they want. These names are not constant. You can give whatever you want. Yeah. In order to do that, so I'll have driver dot find element, and I need a locator. By locator and string test data, string element name. Yeah, these are all the parameters I required in order to do this one. Locator dot send keys. So in this I need test data. Okay, again, once the data is written, that action is performed, I need to write the reporting as well. Perform type action. Type action on this. This with data. I would like to have the test data as well. Yeah. And if something goes wrong, So then I have to do all these things, capturing the screenshot and everything. I'll just call that method, screenshot method again. Unable to perform type action on this element name, and again with the data. Let's test data. Okay, and I need to add a exception for this. Yeah, that's it. With the data, I'll just give a space so that, yeah. So for now, I'll just write only these actions, like click into click and type, and we already have the navigate. So I have to write the Java doc for this also. / and press enter. Use it to perform type action in text boxes, in text area. If you have to do some text area also, you can use this. And locator, again, get it from object repository. Test data, it's like hard code, or get it from Excel. Element name of the element. Okay, so these are the three different customized functions which I have written as of now. If you see, everything we have written under SRC main Java. Here, if you see, I haven't used anything related to application. This is the related to the framework. Okay. So the config, whichever I have written, is related to framework, start browser. Driver is irrespective of the application. You can use it for any application. No need to use it only for the specific element. You can use it for any application. Methods or classes are related to the framework.
Sir,
That is the reason these are. Okay. So, any questions in this one?
Yeah. So the last
something. Can you repeat again?
Yeah. So the last one you said, the element name, right? The locator is that the locator. Okay. So the element name.
Element name is because if I don't use this element name, then what happens is it always says performed action, performed type action. That's it. But it will not tell you on which you have. Let's say there are 10 text boxes. So if I don't give this element name, just simply it says perform type action. That's it. It'll just say perform type action, but you will not know. You don't know on which element it has performed.
So like username, password. So these are the text box. Okay.
Right. That is the reason we need to pass the element name so that it will give a clear differentiation whether it is typed or not in that particular element. Okay. Okay, then I'll just close these two things which is not required. Now we need to go into the application. So we'll do it for @home.com. That is the application we have. Home. Yeah, we'll go to this @home.com. So in this application, we'll do one scenario, which is log into the application and log out of the application. I'll just navigate to this this login page actually. Yeah. This is my URL. I'll give this as my URL login. And if we see, so each and everything I'll treat it as a page. Let's say this is the login page. Once I logged into the application, that is my home page. Once I do some searching, that is my search results page, like that. As we are trying to follow the page object model. In the page object model, what we'll do is, for every page in your application, we'll create a corresponding class, a Java class in our project. So let me do that. Under SRC main Java, I have created two packages. That is done. under SRC test Java, I'm going to create a new package. That package, I'll call it as object repository. I'll just give a simple name OR. Okay. And oh, I forget to do one thing here. Actually, there is some Java coding standard here. So whenever you are doing this, you'll name it as company name dot that package. So com.gcr is my company name and the package name. This is what you need to follow generally. I forgot that earlier. I'm just renaming it. So there is no need that you need to follow, but that is some of the coding standards actually. So that people will know. So whoever is using, they'll know that this is your company. So com.gcr. If you are working for Infosys, you can just say com.infi. Whatever the package name it is. In the similar way, let me create a new package here under SRC test Java com.gcr.or object repository. I'll just make it as OR in the shortcut. Finish. Yeah. Here I'm going to create a new class. I'll name it as homepage. So in this home page, what are the elements I require? I need a email, password, and the sign in. These three are the locator sign in. So I'll just inspect this one. Okay, if I see that it has an ID, it has a name, and everything. So let me go ahead with the name. Public static by, because for the locators by is that, and txt username. So why I have given a prefix as txt is so that by seeing that I'll know that whether it is a text box or a button or a like that. Okay. By dot name. Simple. So the advantage with this one is wherever I need to use by dot name, I'll just use txt username. That's it. So that by dot name, I'm storing it in a variable called txt username. The similar way for password also. Public static by txt password. By dot. Okay, let me find out what is here for password. Inspect. Okay, for password, it has an ID and it has placeholder login. Yeah, I'll go ahead with the ID. By.id. Okay, and then for the sign in button, okay, it has type submit, it has class, and it has sign in. So let me write an Xpath for this one for signing. I'll just say / button. Button text equal to sign in. Okay, yeah, it's identifying. So I'll just take this one. Public static by button, right? btn sign in by dot Xpath. So there is no limitation. You can use whatever you want, either Xpath, button, class name, any the locator, the way Selenium supports, you can use that one. Okay. Yeah, for now, this is the homepage for me. Yeah, that's it.
Like one more thing, is it like the best thing to use only ID first, and if we don't have anything ID, so we have to go for other?
Exactly. So if your ID is available, yes, you can go ahead and make sure that is a unique ID, because ID might be duplicate for different elements. But if you have a unique ID, yes, that is the best and preferred way to do that.
Okay.
If ID is not there, then you should go ahead with the Xpath. Okay. Yeah. So once this homepage is okay, I'll do one thing, not homepage. I'll just say login page. This one is login page. I'll just rename it to login page, not homepage. Yeah. And then, if you see, the login function is a reusable function. That means whatever the steps I have written in the login, let's assume I have hundreds test cases, but at least 50 of the test cases will start with the login only. So what I'll do is that login steps, whatever I'm going to write, that I'll make it as a reusable function so that I can use it anywhere in my application. For that, I'll create a new package. I'm going to create com.gcr.reuse. Okay, because these are the reusable functions. I'll create a new class called common function. Common functions. Okay. Here I'll just create variables which are required for me. Public action driver, a driver. Okay. Then I'll create a constructor for this common functions as well. I'll create an object driver to action driver. New small. Okay. Yeah. Now let me write public void login. Okay. Here I need to write one step which is related to reporting. Start browser dot child test. This is nothing but a parent step for me, like the high level for the reporting. Start browser dot parent test dot create node. Yeah. So login to application at home, or log into at home application. Okay. Now, so after the first step is I need to navigate to the application. So a driver dot navigate. Can you see that? See, navigate to application is the method which we have written in the action driver, which is in the framework. And if you see, the moment I type navigate, it gives me the helper document which I have written, Java doc. Use it to navigate to application and application URL. So it is very easy for everybody to understand it. If you write the Java doc, that is the advantage of Java. Okay, I'm just navigating to this application. So I'll just give that. So this is the second step. I need to type into username, email address. Okay. So that one, a driver dot type is the command which I have written already. And you can see the Java doc here. Use it to perform type action in text boxes, text area. Locator, get it from object repository. Yeah. So we already have created a login page. Login page dot text username. This is the username. So which will come, and test data is nothing but what is the email ID which you are going to give. I already have my email ID. I'll just give it. Training@gmail.com. So I'm just hard coding here, and the element name. This is very important in order to see that in the reporting. So email address field. Okay. I just need to close declaration. I need to add an exception. Yeah. And then second step is, third step is enter the password. So a driver dot type login page dot txt password. Test data is nothing but I'll just give my password here. It's
Can we get like dynamically from or instead of hard coding?
yeah, that I'll show you. That read data from Excel sheet, that I'll show you in the next step.
Yeah, okay.
So let's say it's a password field, and then a driver dot click is the command which we already have written. Again, it's in a login page dot button sign in. Sign in button. Okay. Yeah, that's it. This is the login function for me, which will perform all the actions like login to the navigate to application, entering username, enter password, and clicking the sign in button. Okay. Now, so if you see, as of now, we are writing all our supporting functions only. Never, we haven't written anything which is related to script execution. So now we are going to do that. I'm going to create a new package again. Package name is com.gcr.scripts. Okay. Let me create a new TestNG class here. And I'll give a name as testskill01. And I don't need any checkboxes here. Yeah. The first thing here I have to do is extend start browser, because this is the first step for me. If I don't extend start browser, my browser will not launch, because the launching browser code and everything I have written in the start browser. This name I can change it. Login underscore logout underscore add. So then first I need to create an object for the common function, because my function is available there. I'll just say CFS equal to new common function. And then CFS dot login. That's it. I just need to add an exception to this method as well. Okay. See, this is my executable thing. If somebody want to see my scripting, so this is the only place. I need not to show them all the other things. So if somebody asks me, show me your script, I'll just show this. So which log into the application basically. So if you go inside this login to the application, it will have the methods like this and everything. Okay, let me run and see how it is executed, and it is going to generate the report as well for me. So let me run it. Run as TestNG test. Okay, so it started execution. Let's launch the browser. And then first step, navigated to this URL. And then it has to enter the email ID, enter the password, click on the sign in button. Okay, it's done actually. Enter the username, password, and it is clicked on the sign in button. Yeah, you can see that it is passed, and I can see the reporting as well. I can show you the reporting. In order to see the report, let me refresh my project once. And if you see the path I have given in the start browser is, which is under reports with the name automation report.html. So there is a folder, reports folder. Yeah, under reports folder, I have this automation report.html. So let me open this, right click on this, open with system editor. If you say system editor, it will open with your default browser. My default browser is Chrome, it opens with that. Okay. See, now it is showing you the report. If you see this one, this is my method name, login and logout at home. See, Same name you got it. Login, logout at home. Login, logout at home. And if you see the login, this is the high level step which I have given. Login to application at home. See, you can see that login to application at home. So whether it is passed or failed, yeah, it says it is passed, and it will show you how much time it took as well. Okay. And if I just click on it, it's like 30 seconds actually. When I click on this one, see, it gives you the details of each and every step. See, navigate it, this one. See, navigate to application. This step is nothing but navigate it to URL, because that URL I have given. And the second, perform type action on email address field with the data. What is the username I have given? Perform type action on password field with the data, this one. Perform a click action on sign in button, like this. So this is the whatever the element name I have given here, that is coming there. See, you don't give this element name, then simply it says perform type action, perform type action. But I don't know on which element it is performed, whether it is on a text box, whether it is on a password field, like that. So that is the reason element name I have added extra, so that I can easily see that, yeah, performed on field, because here there are only 2 fields, but if you have 10 fields, then if any of the field is missing, then you should be able to identify easily by seeing this report. So now it hasn't captured any screenshot. Why? Because there is no failure, because we have written the code for capturing the screenshot only for the failure. Okay, so I'll just go back to this one.
Again,
And please let me know here. Yeah.
Yeah. So from here, the cfs.login, right? So like how we are navigating to that?
Okay. Oh, I'm just pressing the control and click on this. So press, hold the control and click on this login. It will come there. So press the control and click on this login. It will go there. Any method is like that. Let's say navigate to application you want to go. Press the control key, click on it. Okay. Hello. Did I clarify your question?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Right. So any other questions in this one?
Can you put debugging, and then we'll get a flow like how
I'll
it
put a debug
from
point
where
here.
it starts.
Yeah. I'll put a debug point here in the login. So let me debug it. Debug as TestNG test. Okay, it's launched the navigation. Okay. So in order to go inside this function, I just need to click on F5. See, it came to this particular step here. Then if I say F6, one step is executed. And then if you want to go inside this navigate to application, yes, you can go. So if I say F5, it will go to this navigate to application. See, this navigate to application, it requires a URL which you already passed. That URL you already passed. This is the URL which you have. Okay. And then simply this step is executed. So that means it will just navigate to that URL. See, it is navigating to that URL. Okay. And after that, and after navigating the URL, that report will be written into the HTML file. That step will be executed. Yeah. So F6. And again, yeah, come back to the type. So if you go inside the type, so you already passed the 3 parameters to that. One is what is a locator, what is username, and what is the element name. So if you go F5, See, this locator is nothing but see by.name login email. That will be substituted here in the locator. And for the test data, this is nagatraining@gmail.com. That will be substituted here. And the element name, you already gave email address, that will be substituted here. Okay. Let me execute this. So it should be typed into the text box. Yeah. See here, nagatraining is typed. 6. Yeah. In the similar way, if I just say F6, password is also will be added. And you see that password is added. And then for the click, if you go inside the click, you already passed the parameter, the locator, by using this Xpath for that. And the element name you already gave sign-in button. So it's going to click on that. F6, 6. Yeah. That's it. The script is executed. Got it?
Yeah, okay. So to go inside that particular method, we have F5, and then for the next is F6, right?
Right. If you want to execute a single line, that is F6. If you want to go inside the method, that is F5.
Okay.
Right. Yeah. This login is done. I would like to do a logout as well. Okay. For logout, I'll write a method again. Public void logout. I'll just say logout of application at home. Okay. In order to do a logout, let me just go to that. Yeah. One second, there is something wrong with my username and password, it seems. Yeah, okay, logged in. And in order to do a logout, I need to do a mouse over here. See, mouse over and then logout. I have to do that. But we don't have a method for mouse over. You see in the action driver, in our framework related stuff, the action driver, I don't have a method for mouse over. Let me do that. So whatever you required a method, yes, you can go ahead and write it. Public void.
So for all basic, whatever actions we have to perform, so we have to write here.
Right, exactly. Yes, you need to write. So you need by locator, string, element name. Again, try catch block. Oh, sorry. Actions. Actions. Driver instance I need to pass. Then driver dot find element locator. I'll store it in a web element. A dot move to element web element dot perform. Yeah. So I need to write a reporting as well. This is passed. From mouse over.
So this actions, what are this actions here?
Oh.
We have created.
Actions is a method. Actions is a class which is available in Selenium WebDriver in order to perform a mouse over or anything which is related to double clicking. So this class is required for us.
Okay, for mouse over.
Yeah, because here I need to do a mouse over and then do a logout, right?
Yeah.
So in order to perform that action, this is required. Move to element is nothing but a mouse over.
Okay.
Perform hover on this element and then
why we are writing that a web element, like particularly for this?
Because this move to element require a web element. So that is nothing but driver.find element. I just stored it in a variable and I called it. This move to web element as per this syntax, it requires a web. Can you see that? Yeah, this one. On which element you are moving mouse.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you actually have to tell it which element, right? So that pick it out. Is that correct? Hello?
I think Reddy sir might have told all this action.
No,
Hello?
no, this one.
Okay.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, yes.
Okay, I was wondering on the web element where you've got that driver, is it specific to what you want to mouse over, or is it?
Yeah, it's
So do you have
specific to what I want to mouse over. Yes.
Okay, so if you wanted to mouse over more than one thing, you'd have to do web
You have to,
elements for each of
yeah,
them?
2 web elements. Yeah.
Okay. Okay, thank you.
Unable to perform mouse over action on this tab, blah blah. Yeah, okay. Right. Mouse over is also done. Then in the common functions, I'll write here. A driver dot mouse over. Okay. I haven't written the Java doc, so it's not coming. Star. Yeah. Perform use it to.
The driver we have given here is
Yeah, the same driver which we are using. The same driver.
from the start browser.
Yeah, right. From the start browser only. This name of the element, yeah. So then, yeah, in the common functions, I'll say mouse over locator. Oh, locators also I need, right? Okay, let me inspect this. Okay, it has a class, but I'd like to write an Xpath for this. /span @class. Okay, so I'm able to find it. In the object repository, let me create a new class with the name homepage.
Sir, 1 minute. Like, I'm sorry. Like, can you go back and usually we just click on and then we copy for the XPath, right? In the inspect.
I'm writing my own Xpath. I'm not copying it from there. I'm writing my own Xpath.
Yeah. Can you show it once again?
Yeah, I'll write it here. 1 second. I'll write it here. Yeah, this. Any questions on this?
No. I'm just asking. Like, can you go to that page and yeah, in the inspect, like how we are writing, like.
Oh, okay. This is the element is span, right? So I just taken span, and attribute is class. So @class, and I have given the class name.
Okay, so or else like we can just click on that and then copy to Xpath. We can do like that, right?
Right click, copy to Xpath. This one.
Yeah, Xpath, the copy Xpath. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, yeah, we can do that as well, but I'm not that much familiar. I mean, I usually try to write my own XPath because
Oh, so how to
some
write?
of the. Sorry, go ahead, go ahead.
Yeah, yeah. Please, you go ahead and then I'll ask.
And this is how it is generating the XPath, right? HTML body and everything. This is not recommended one actually, because if there is one more div is added here, let's assume in the coding they have added one more div, your XPath will be gone wrong. But whatever the XPath which I have written, even though the div is added at the top or bottom, it will not affect anything because I'm writing to that specific element.
Okay,
Got
so
it?
yeah. Can you go to that page and I'm sorry because it's new for us because we do that copy and Xpath. So I just want to get it. And I'm sorry if I'm taking my time because it's very new for everything. So I feel like little bit
So
rushing.
the
Yeah,
simple
I
syntax for it.
agree.
It's not hard.
I,
It is very easy.
I'd
I'll
also
show.
like to know how you read the XPath.
Yeah, sure. So the syntax of XPath is very simple. / element bracket open @ attribute equal to in single quotes attribute name. Okay. So
Okay,
by
so the
using the
XPath that you had copied in there, can you put that back?
okay, so here if you see span is the element for me. So this is the
Right.
XPath. I mean this is the element, right? For this
Right.
span is the element for me. So I have written span. So @ attribute is nothing but you see class is the attribute for me here. So that's the reason I have written class. And in the single quotes, I'm getting the class value. What are the value it has? Yeah. This is XPath. And in order to check whether it is correct or not, I can do the same thing here itself. So in the Chrome browser, with just a Control F and V, yeah, see here, it is highlighting and it is showing 1 of 1.
Yeah, but what I'm asking for is when you copy the XPath and then put it in a program, you had
Okay.
the big long line. How do you read that? I mean, not from here, but if you're trying to explain what each element in
So
that
this
is.
okay, the HTML one you were saying. This one copy XPath
Yeah.
and you're talking about this XPath.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, this is called a relative XPath. What it will do is from the top to bottom. So if you see the top element is the HTML. See, from
Right.
here it is trying to get.
Okay. So
From
it's
from
just
the
reading
top, it
down
is
the.
trying to get to the element which you are inspecting from here. So that is the reason you are seeing HTML body, div, header, and all those things. This is a very
Okay.
risky XPath actually.
Okay, that makes sense.
Huh.
Yeah.
So
I'd
that is
seen
the
it a lot
reason.
of times. I just never thought about it, I guess, until now.
Okay, maybe I can just, I have a blog. Maybe you guys can go to this blog. TestNG. Here I have written how to read the XPath and everything. Let me just
Oh,
share
that'd be
you that
great.
link. Yeah.
You'll put the URL for that in the notes or whatever.
Locating element by XPath. Yeah, this one, advanced XPath using XML example. So this is very interesting one. Yeah, let me put that in chat so that. Where is the chat?
Sir, can you please give it in the chat, in the notes that you are
Yeah,
providing?
I'm just looking for the chat. I'm not finding the chat option.
The
Well, can you just put it in Notepad? Is that where you were making
It's
notes?
okay. I pinged it in chat. I pinged in chat. Can you see that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sir, but after the meeting that we missed, that we'll definitely miss. But can you please give it in
Okay.
the?
You want us? Okay. Do it. You can just take only till this particular point. I'll put it in a notepad. Okay. I'll send you this notepad as well, but still.
Okay.
Sir, like before that, you just showed like how to check like one it came, right? Can you show that again?
Okay. Let me do it for something else. Maybe some other element.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. I'll just do a logout here. Let's say for email ID, I want to do. Let's say email address. Okay.
Okay.
So right click on it, inspect. So the code is loading. Yeah. So if you see what is the element here, input is the element. And I have so many attributes. I have ID, type, class, name, anything. So I'll just say Control F here. So once I see the HTML code, I'll just say Control F. Okay. Here I can write my own Xpath. / input @ID equal to the ID is login form email. Yeah, that's it. So now you can see that one of one.
So if it is wrong means
If it is wrong means, then let's say if I say 1, 2, 3, then it will not show you. It shows 0 of 0.
oh, okay. So we have to
If it
just
has,
click. We have to do Control F and then we have to write here. And if it is correct, it shows one of one, right?
right, you are right. Yeah.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah, you can follow that blog. I'll keep on updating this one. You can just subscribe to that.
Great. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay, where are we? Let me delete this as well. This is not right. Yeah. So that is one of the element, and for logout also I need to write. Oh, logged out. Yeah, login is done. I need to do logout, inspect. Yeah, here also for logout, I can write the Xpath for this. / span text. This is a bit different from that. Equal to logout. You can see that again, one of one is found. So I'll just copy this and public by link logout equal to by dot Xpath. Okay, now I have the Xpath for my menu account and link logout. So I'll go ahead and write the method here. It's in home page dot menu. Okay, one second. I forgot to put static. Okay, home page dot menu account menu, and then the next one is again a driver dot click homepage dot button link logout logout. I just need to add an exception. exception is added. Right. So in the test case 01, I'll just call cfs.logout. Let me do one thing. So if I run this one now, it will be executed login and logout, both will be executed. It will log into the application and then log out. So if you develop the framework, scripting will be very easy actually. So you need not to worry about writing try.find element every time. So you will have less lines of code and you will have effective code actually. So once it is logged in, it has to log out of the application. Yeah, see, its mouse hover is happened and then it's logging out of the application. Okay, that's completed. Okay, now I can see the report here. Okay, report. Yeah, this one automation report.html. Yeah, we can see this. Okay, so this is my method name and these are the steps, high level steps. Log into the application, log out of application. When I click on log out of the application, so these two are the actions there. Performed mouse over action on account menu, performed click action on logout link. Similar for this. Let's say if somebody wanted to see at a high level, so they'll see whether login, logout or passed or failed. That's it. Somebody want to see inside the steps and everything, they'll just click on it. And if you click, it will be expanded and collapsed both. Yeah. So any questions?
I think
Okay.
I'm good.
And I would like to show you the failure also. If something goes wrong, and see how it what will happen. So let's assume I have given a wrong locator here, like 1, 2, 3 mouse over. Let's say whenever I'm mouse overing on the menu, I have given a wrong locator. Then see what happens. So then it will not log out actually. So if it is the mouse hovering will fail. If it is failed, it will capture the screenshot and it will give the information also why it is failed. The second step, it should show us the failure. We will see that one. So first step will pass. It will successfully log into the application. See, now mouse over will not happen because I have given a wrong locator intentionally. Okay, obviously there is a failure. Yeah, let me see the report now. If I just refresh it, you can see here two steps. One step is passed, another step is failed. You can see that it's a failure one. And if you want to click on it, yeah, see, unable to perform mouse over action on action menu. It says it's unable to perform this. So why? Because see, it says unable to locate an element. Because I given wrong locator, right? Name 1, 2, 3. I added 1, 2, 3 extra. Okay. And you can see the screenshot as well. See, if I click on base 64, yeah, you can see the screenshot. So something wrong with this locator. Okay. So any questions with this?
No, sir. Thank you.
Okay, perfect. Okay, I'll put it back. That 1, 2, 3. I'll remove this. So now we'll see the other one. Yeah, instead of hard coding this, see if you see here, I hard coded this one. Use the name and password. Instead of hard coding, what we can do is we can just read the data from Excel sheets. So for that, I'll just copy paste this and I'll add two parameters to this. String username, string password. I'll just remove this hard-coded ones. Okay. Let me create a new script here. So new test case again, TestNG class. I'll say TC02. Okay, extends start browser. So this login logout underscore Excel. I'll just say because I'm trying to read it from the Excel sheet. Again, I have to common functions, CFS, new common functions. Okay, so CFS dot login. This time I need to take this username and password as a parameter. So, but I wanted to take it from Excel sheet, right? In order to read data from Excel sheet, I need one more dependency, that is Philo. Again, if I want to dependency, I have to go for MVN repository. So Philo is my dependency name. So you might heard about POI jar file. So I know that most popular that one is POI. That is it's a lengthy code actually. In order to read data from Excel sheets, you might need to write a lengthy code if you are using a POI jar file. But this Philo jar file has beautiful methods which are implemented, which will do your work within seconds. You need not to write many lengthy code. Okay, so that is the reason I'm recommending this one. Yeah, like this. In the pom.xml, yes, I need to add the dependency for this. Okay, I'll add the dependency here. And it will automatically download the jar files required. Okay. So for that, let me create a new folder called test data. I'm creating a folder, test data. Okay, in that folder, I create a file. Okay, let me create a file. New Excel. File name test data. Okay. Okay, here those two are the things, right? User name is one of the field and password is another field. These column names are important because we have to give the same name in the scripting as well. So case sensitive and everything you have to strictly follow here. At gmail.com and my password is sample@1234. Okay, and the sheet name also you can change it. You want let's say this is the name for test case 02, right? So I'll just keep it as test case 02. Okay, now let's come back to our coding where I need to create an object for Philo. So common function I have written in the same way I need to create for Philo. F equal to new Philo. Okay, and connection equal to f dot get connection. Now, you need to give the path where my test data is available. My test data is available here slash data dot xlsx. You need to give the extension also, otherwise it doesn't know what this. And then so here string query str query.
In the real time,
Huh?
we have like Excel sheet, like so we have to keep it in this Eclipse, like under the folder here.
Yes. Because if somebody want to import the project, it will get everything, right? If you put test data somewhere else, they'll not get that test data.
Yeah, so we have to keep here Excel
Yeah, you
sheet.
have to keep under the project only.
Okay.
Yeah. So see, this is a simple query. When you say select star from test case 02, it will get all the fields which are available in the test case 02 sheet. Okay. From that data, I'll say record set. Record set rs to connection dot execute query, because I'm trying to execute this str query, and it will get all the data and it will store it in a record set, which is the class available in Philo. So then it's very simple. Then while I'll just write a while loop, which will I iterate this. While rs dot next, rs dot next, okay. And then I'll just do this one. Okay, this is rs dot get field user name. So that is the same, whatever you have given in the sheet, you have to give the same names. Otherwise it will throw an error. I mean, it will not get any data. Get field password. I think I need to add an exception. Okay, so login is happened, and then I have to do a logout. Logout. So this time it is reading data from that Excel sheet, not hard coded. If you see, we haven't hard coded anywhere. If you see the login function also, this is the username and password parameter. Okay. So let me run this one. So it has to read data from Excel sheet. Yeah, it's reading from there. And then logout. Like this, any data which you want to read it from Excel or test data, you can read it. But in this case, we have option for username and password. We can read it from there. And you can see the report. Yeah.
Sir, I hear that record set. So can you explain that line, that record set?
Yeah, sure. This record set is nothing but, as you have written this query, right? Select star from test case 02. It will get the data which is available here. So this all data will be stored into the record set. So from record set, I'm iterating this. See, rs.next means it will get the record from there. And from those records, I'm trying to get the field which is having username. So this is the first one, right? Username. So it will get this one. So whenever I say password, it will get the other. See? So these are here I'm passing the header names. So it will get the header names. The corresponding is covered.
Okay, so here we can write even the complex queries also, like based upon the application's requirement.
Yeah, you can write whatever. See, any SQL query, yes, you can write it here. It will get those records only.
Okay.
So that is the advantage with Philo. It allows you to write SQL queries. So basically, assume that this is your database. The sheet is nothing but your database, and you are writing the query, or table. You can say it as your table, and from this table you are writing the queries.
Okay, because in real time there will be n number of datas, right? And if we give
But
specific
data
condition,
for each and every test case, it will be different, right? So
yeah.
test case 02. So this is for this test case. If you are writing one more test case like registration or payment, so there will be another sheet again for you. In the same Excel sheet only, you can have Excel workbook only. You can have another sheet for the payment. So you'll have that data here. So anyhow, this whatever the in the query, we are changing the sheet name like this. Okay.
Okay.
So this is how to read data from the external file, especially from the Excel. If you want to read it from Excel, the jar file is below, and this is how you can read the data from there. So any questions in this? Okay, I think that's it from my side. I'll just give a quick recap what we have done, so that if you have any questions, you can ask. Okay. So first thing, I have created a Maven project, and in the pom.xml, I've added the dependencies which are required for me. So TestNG is one of the dependency I require, and Selenium Server is a dependency. And then these are all the other dependencies like WebDriver Manager. So this is for downloading your Chrome driver.exe and initializing the property. And then this extend reports is for our HTML reporting. As you are seeing the report for the HTML element for each and every line, or whatever the action you have performed for each and every action, it is going to write something in the HTML file. And this below is for reading data from Excel sheets. And then I have two folders. One is SRC main Java and SRC test Java. So this SRC main Java, which is having the code related to the framework, which is nothing to do with the application. You can use these two folders anywhere for any application. And this SRC test Java, this is only related to your application. It is nothing related to your framework. If you see object repository, reusable function, scripting, these are all related to your application. And in the config, there is a class called start browser, where I have written the code for initializing my report and starting my browser and everything. See? It is for initializing my report. This is for starting my browser, maximizing the window, all those things. And in the WebDriver commands, I have a class called action driver. So where I have written some customized WebDriver commands. Customization in the sense, I'm just using the same driver commands, but additionally, I'm adding the reporting for each and every action. Click action, for type action, for mouse over, for navigation. And I'm adding one more extra feature. Whenever there is a failure, it is going to capture the screenshot as well, which is going to embed it in my reporting. So now, if somebody asks me to send a report, like my manager asked me to send the report, then I'll copy this. See, this file, I can just send it in an email without any hesitation, because this will have the reporting, all the detailed steps, and it will have the screenshot as well. If there is a failure, it will have the screenshot as well. Okay. Then this one is done. In the SRC test Java, object repository. So as I told you in the beginning, we are trying to follow all the different methods, different frameworks. Like page object model is one of the framework which we are taking the good feature. Like it will have a separate class or separate Java file each and every page. So why? Because it will be easy for the segregation. So I can have all the 1000 locators of my application in one page, but that is not useful for me because it is very confusing. Giving the names also is very confusing. But if I give a different page, different locators, maintenance will become very easy. So that is the reason I have created a different pages, so different classes for each and every page in my application. And the other one is
Can you open that
reusable.
home page? Can you open that home page? Yeah. Okay.
So in the common functions, I have reusable. I know that login is my reusable function and logout is my reusable function. So I have written here. So if I write like this, then what happens is every time I need not to write these 4 lines of code. Wherever login is required, I simply call that one. So this is what I am doing in my test case 1 and test case 2. Wherever I need a login, so I just simply calling that method. CFS is common functions. I just created an object for that and calling the login and logout function. Okay. And this one is reading data from Excel sheet. Instead of you hard coding that data in any of the functions, you can read that username and password fields from the Excel sheet so that you can change it. Like if somebody wanted to test with some different user, yes, they can go ahead and change it. Instead of changing in the code, you will change it in the Excel sheet. Okay. So that's it about the framework. Please let me know if you have any questions in this. I'm going to send you the recording, this framework, the code, both. I'll send you both.
Okay, thank
And
you.
once you go through that, and if you have any questions, please feel free to send a mail as well. I can reply to that email. That whatever the invitation I have sent, right, to that email, you can reply.
Okay.
Okay, sir.
Sir, so this login is like can we have any other method also, like with a little bit complex?
Yeah, you can have anything. Let's say after logging in, you want to do a search. Let's say you want to do a search for like what is that? Something like furniture. You can just type in and click on the search. So again, just simply you need to create a method for that. That's it. So here in the common functions, you can write one more method, public search. Okay. And then this is important actually. This step, if you have written this step, then it shows it as a high level step. Otherwise, it will not.
How do you know when to use public void versus public static versus so on?
Public static in the sense, if you don't want to create an object for the class, so then you have to use public static. See, for this login page, for this variable, I don't want to create an object. So then I just use static so that I can directly call the variable. But for these methods, the login and logout, all those methods, as I'm going to create an object here. See, I created an object, so I can call those methods. Then static is not required.
Alrighty.
Search. Then I need to write again this locator. These two locators I need to write. The search, this text box and this button. For these two, I need to write. Then I need to create a new class here. Let me create a new class. Search page. Let me inspect this. Again, you can write an Xpath or you can write a name. It has a name queue, right? You can go ahead with that name. Public static by txt search. by.name skew. I'll just type Q. And then I need this search button as well. Okay, it has, yeah, this one search. But let me try. I'm trying to write an Xpath for the search. Okay, it says 1 of 2. I think this is the first one only, so I can go ahead with this. Anyhow, the second one is at the bottom or somewhere, so I'll go ahead. And anyhow, it is hidden.
We can use class name also here, right?
But class name, it has the duplicate element. So I tried that one. It has duplicate element.
Oh, it has duplicate.
Yeah, it has duplicates. Okay, let me show you. I'll show you. See, with that, if you see, there are 35 matches.
Oh, yep.
Oh, we have to see like that. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Like
So that is
35
the
times
reason
it has repeated.
What happened?
It shows 35 matches. It means like 35 times it has repeated, or I'm just asking.
Yeah, it's repeated 35 times. Yeah, you can see that also. See, I say enter. See, this is 1, 2, 3, 4. Can you see that yellow line?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it's repeated.
So
Those
how do you navigate that?
press enter. That's it. Enter.
Okay, okay.
Public static by btn search by .xpath. Okay. I created a page in the common function. Now I can write a driver dot type. You have to type search thing. Locator is available in search page. Okay, search page dot txt search and test data. The furniture. Again, you can parameterize that and you can read it from Excel sheet as well.
So mostly in the real time we will read from Excel sheet, right?
Yeah, we'll read it from Excel sheet only. No, will not hard code yet.
It's only from Excel sheet in the real time.
Yeah, in the real time Excel sheet only. Yes.
Okay.
Okay. So I'll do one thing. In the test case 0, 1 only, I'll just include this. CFS dot search. Okay. Let me run it. Okay, it's launched the application. Now it has to log in and then do a search. Okay, it's searching for furniture and then it has to log out of the application. I think that click doesn't happen, it seems. Okay, I think there is something wrong. Let me see the report. Unable to perform. Click on the search button. I think something wrong with the search button. We'll see what is that. Click intercepted. Okay, maybe that XPath is not correct. We might need to write some different XPath, because I think there are two XPath with that. That might be impacting. But actually, this should work. Let's see what is the error. Is clickable at point. Other would have received the click. Maybe I'll try with this one. Okay, still there is an issue. It's okay. When that is some wrong element is having, okay, stale element exception. Some locator is not finding properly. That is the reason it's happening. But this is the way you have to do. Okay.
Okay.
That search element is not correct, right? The search
This
element
search button is
locator.
not, it is giving a stale element exception. We need to handle that. Some element is keep on changing that search button. So we need to write some other locator.
The search button.
The search button is not giving the correct, or else let me do one thing. I don't want to. I'll just click instead of this. I'll not pass any locator. I'll try to press the enter key. Okay. Okay, as it requires a string, it is not taking that keys that enter. Give me a second. Okay, let me try this one. So there what's happening is after loading that page, the page reference is getting refreshed again for the search button. So that is the reason we are getting stale element exception. Fast. This search is happened. Type in search for data furniture. Okay.
But then it didn't show the furnitures, right? When we search, it didn't click the search
The
button.
search button. It didn't click the search button.
Yeah.
Okay, let me do one thing then. Program from the elementor. Xpath. Let's do a debug then, maybe. Dot click. I'll put a debug point here and then we can see what's happening.
Okay.
Check why it didn't start. Okay. Go inside that. F6. Okay, furniture type, and then 6. Yeah, I think it's working. Yeah. Sometimes if the function is not working or some stale elements exceptions are coming, then you might need to use directly. You might not to use that method.
So in the real
You can
time also
directly,
we can use like that directly.
yeah, we can use that. Because
Okay.
the function, nobody sees it, right? This is your code. You can write whatever you want. So that is the reason this hybrid framework, which allows you to write the functions as well as, and it allows you to write the normal WebDriver code as well. See, this the above one, which I have used the function, but this one I have used the raw driver code. It gives the flexibility of both. You can write whatever you want.
Yeah. So, but it doesn't affect our code performance like that.
No, no, it will not.
Okay. So like the problem is it happens in the real time also. The problem is with the element locator.
Yes, it will. The stale element, yes, it will come.
Okay. So whenever we come to it, this type
This
of
is one of the alternative. I'm just saying this is one of the alternative, but we can write, we can handle the stale element exceptions as well by using a different technique. This is one of the way to handle this element, stale element. Instead of using that methods, we can write the framework, this one directly.
But in real time, I think they will use the exception to handle those things, right?
And what we have to do is in the click command itself, in the action driver. So as we are saying exception E, right? If that is a stale element exception, then we have to write this same code there. Again, you need to find the driver.find element and then perform the click action.
We have to write here then.
Yeah, right here, instead of exception, we can write one more catch block saying stale element exception. We can catch that one and we can write, rewrite the code again.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, like, is there anything like so now application, I mean that some complex, not complex, to practice for us in the real-time environment, like with
Yeah,
Excel
you can use
or
this application. You can use this application. You can write whatever you want. This is a public application only. You can use it.
okay. So I'm just saying like with the Excel sheet, the real-time, like with lots of data, how to handle
Yeah.
that. So
If you go to the furniture after searching, you will have the payment and everything, right? All those
yeah.
payment details you can get it from the Excel sheet.
So yeah, I was just asking, like, can we practice like that? Do we have any resource like that? Like, you know, we'll get already the Excel sheet which have like lots of data. So from that we can pick and we can write practice like that.
No, I don't have.
Okay. Or not just this one. I'm just asking in general for practicing the application on our own.
You are asking for any application?
Yeah, any application like to practice.
You're asking for
with
a spreadsheet that's already filled out.
Yeah.
Is that what you're looking for? An Excel spreadsheet that's
No,
already
I don't.
got prices and whatever.
Like with lots of data, like how we work in the real time, so that because like not with just one, not we are going to work, right? So just to get
How does it work?
hands-on.
See, it doesn't matter whether one line, one row or two rows. You just need to keep on adding the rows. That's it, right?
Okay, so I'm
All these
just
payment, so if you see here the payment thing, first name, last name, and all those things, you will make it as a in the test data. So you will make them as the rows, your columns, first name, last name, address 1, address 2 as your columns, and you are reading the data. So this will be enough.
Okay.
The same Excel sheet only, you just make different columns.
Okay.
So in that way you can practice this.
Yeah. So if we have if we face any difficulties, can we contact you?
Yeah, you can send a mail to me. Yeah, my mail ID is there. You can send email to me.
Okay.
Any other questions?
I'm good.
Yeah. Okay.
Right. Thank you, Naga. Appreciate it.
Yeah. Okay. Thanks a lot. I'll send you the recording and the code as well. Okay.
Okay. Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.